Previously on Big Brother. Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm back with my latest episode review and recap of Season 16 of Big Brother. This is episode 11, which aired on Thursday, the 17th of July, 2014, live on the CBS network. I do reviews and recaps of every single episode. I love this show. I'm a big fan. I've done it for the last 2 seasons, and I aim to do it for every season henceforth. So what I do is pretty simple. I make a bullet point list of everything that happens in the episode, and I kind of interject my opinion as I see fit. So, I hope you enjoy. If you have not seen this episode, I would recommend pausing this video, and go and watch that video, and then come back and watch it. Otherwise, you're going to get spoilers, and that would suck if you don't want to get spoiled. So I'm giving you fair warning. Don't watch from here on if you haven't watched Big Brother and you don't want it spoiled. Alright, so what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and look as much as I can right here, but I'm going to look at my bullet point list. It's hard to remember everything that happens in an hour episode. So, you ready? I'm ready. Alright, so previously on Big Brother, Donnie used the power veto on Jocasta, who was sick, and she felt indebted to him, as she should. He was just doing it to be a nice guy. Derek backdoors Devin and puts him up on the block after, it's pretty sweet. Up for eviction is either Devin or Caleb for tonight. So cut to tonight's episode, which is the 7th month, the 17th day in the 2014th year. Donnie felt that it was his duty to help Jocasta out in her time of need. Like the saying goes, a friend in need is a friend indeed. Caleb thinks it's a huge risk for him to be a pawn and possibly go home if Devin gets off the block. And he could be backdoored himself, so he's very apprehensive. Even though he put himself on there and he volunteered. In the diary room, Jocasta is so thankful and promises she will return the favor to Donnie, and also thank God. Cody and Donnie are discussing the pros and cons of getting Caleb out. Cody thinks it may be a good idea to get him out since he is in love with Amber and will basically do anything and everything that she wants him to do. And that's pretty much a true statement, 100%. Donnie said Caleb is the beast in competitions, but since he's wrapped up around her finger, he'll do whatever she says. Cut to the next scene. Victoria comes out in a bikini in wedges, and the guys are hooting and hollering at her. What your name is? What your name is, Ma? And then Hayden in Diary says, no, seriously, what's your name? Because Victoria, at least on the episodes we've seen, the edits, she has absolutely done nothing this season. Except for the first episode, she's done nothing. But it was really funny. Hayden in his diary confessionals is hilarious. In the dark, Cody and Amber are talking about Victoria, and they're politely touching. So things are possibly moving forward between these lovable two. Caleb shows up at completely random moments, and Cody is definitely getting annoyed with him creeping on his style. Amber obviously is not into Caleb. She's just not that into you. And Caleb can't fathom that. He's not quite arrogant about it yet, but he's going to get there. Cody tells Derek later on, he's upset that he's creeping on his style. Tells Derek later on while playing pool about it, and I think it'd be a good idea to keep Devin since no one likes him, and they'd be going after him first before them, and they'd get rid of Caleb, so that way Cody can make the moves on Amber and not worry about getting his head crushed in. Stay tuned to the next episode of Big Brother and watch Cody get his head crushed in because he's going after the girl that Caleb thinks is his girl. Hayden and Nicole are cuddling and are pretty much making it official, but keeping it PG. I'm sure Hayden wants to make it R, but they're finally making some moves. Then Victoria comes in and goes to bed, and Nicole puts up the brick wall. Hayden's like, wah, 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 wah. That was the most Victoria's done in 8 days. is walk into the room and block Hayden. I think you know what I mean. Cody and Devin are talking about Dwayne Wade never leaving Miami. LOL. Then Devin starts talking about his family, of course, and bonding about his rehab. They don't really go into detail, at least on our episode edit, about him in rehab. It's really working as Cody is talking to Zach about it. He's really starting to think, man, maybe it's a good idea to keep Devin in. Zach starts talking to Frankie, and then Frankie starts talking to Christine, and then Frankie talks to Derek. He thinks it's a good idea to possibly keep Devin in. Derek is really considering it. As long as Devin is in the house, there's always going to be a bigger target up for, than Derek. That's a good, valid point. That being said, it's also not been a good thing in previous seasons of Big Brother and Survivor, Amazing Race, every other show ever. Yeah. So Big Brother legend Jeff Schroeder meets Donnie's family. This family is so sweet, and they just couldn't be more countrified and simple folk. Donnie's girl is a babe. Holy crap. Girls like some beards. It's really funny. It's like Jeff's like, do you guys watch the show? They're like, heavens no. It's on too late. It's on past their bedtime, y'all. But they're laughing at all the different, rumors that he's in the CIA, that he's FBI, that he went to Harvard and all this stuff. And they're like, now he's the groundskeeper. He's the Pop-Tart. His brother couldn't be more sweet. Feel for his brother for sure. Seems like a nice guy. He's got a disability. He's missing one arm, and his other arm is much smaller than other. You can tell that Donnie really helps him in his everyday life. So you can just tell the character that Donnie's character is extreme. An awesome guy. This girl's a babe. Way to go, Donnie. High five. All right. Zach in confessional. Julie's asking some random questions. She wants to know what Zach thinks about everybody. And he's like, I hate everybody. You guys all suck. It was pretty funny. He's being sarcastic. And then Hayden gets a similar question. He says he just wants to be on Survivor. And Julie says, well, we'll consider your audition tape. There will be no haves and have-nots this week, but expect the unexpected. Ooh. All house guests are being monitored. Their activity will determine next week's have-nots. So if you're lazy, you're going to be a have. I don't know. How are they going to do that? I don't know. They didn't reveal that to the house guests, that part, though. It's now time for their statements before the eviction process. Caleb says all God gets the glory. He's not a backstabber. He's the beast mode cowboy. Devin says there's been highs and lows in the game. He has no alliances, unlike Caleb. He's a physical and mental competition monster. It's now time for the live vote. Jocasta votes for Devin. Donnie votes for Devin, y'all. Nicole votes for Devin. Froggy. Hayden says Devin. And then, they hop together. It's really funny in the little hallway in between the living room and the confessional dining room. It's really funny. You guys see that. I should mention Nicole is in a frog suit, by the way. Zach votes for Devin. Cody votes for Devin. Victoria votes for Devil Devin. Frankie votes for Devin. Amber votes for Devin. Christine votes for Devin. Brittany votes for Devin. It's now time for the third live eviction by a vote of, I think it's 13-0, or is it 12-0? Devin, you are the third person eliminated on season 16 of Big Brother. Pretty excited about that, I gotta be honest. Woohoo! Popping collars. Outside, Devin said he played hard early, and the bomb squad was blown up by side alliances. Yeah, you're done, son. He felt it was very difficult knowing his daughter was watching, tried to be honest, LOL. And then Donnie, Julie asked him what he thinks of Donnie, and he thought, he's wearing those fatigues, and he wears that Harvard medical shirt, so he's got to be from Harvard. She's like, nope, he's a groundskeeper, and he felt like really dumb. They only show 4 exit videos. Jocasta was the first one. She said basically, see you soon, but not too soon. Praise Jesus and God, Caleb says, good guy, but you made some bad moves. Zach says, awful social game, and get to stepping, basically. And Donnie says, best of luck. Have a great rest of the summer with your daughter. It's now time for the HOH competition. It's a random draw to pick teams of 2, Victoria and Christine, Caleb and Nicole, Brittany and Jocasta, Amber and Zach, Donnie and Hayden, and Cody and Frankie. Now, these teams of 2, whoever wins the respective competition, they will go for the Battle of the Block to be your new head of household. It's called Deviled Eggs. Each team has to work together to bring 12 eggs through a chicken wire fence, stick their fingers in. You know, you've seen this previous seasons. It's a cool challenge. It just takes a while. They weren't able to finish the challenge for this allotted hour. Team America's next challenge is to nominate someone they think is a physical challenge. So that basically wraps up the entire episode from the 17th of July, 2014 of Season 16 of Big Brother. So this is Episode 11. Fun show. I'm enjoying it big time. I hope you guys are as well. Thank you so much for watching my videos. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, all that jazz at London Hawthorne. If you see my videos anywhere else besides at a London Hawthorne account or on the Big Brother page, please let me know. All the best to you and yours. Let's talk some Big Brother. Who are you rooting for? Who do you hate? Let me know. Let's talk.